All right, folks, it's a beautiful day at the old ballpark, so put your mustard on that dog, grab that bag of peanuts, sip that cold one, and let's meet our Tiger of the Day.
Today's Tiger video is Ralph Branca. He is represented by a 1991 Topps Archives, 1953, base card number 293, with a on-card auto, slabbed by Stats Grading. When people hear the name Ralph Branca, one moment usually flashes to mind. A single pitch in 1951 that became baseball folklore. But here's what doesn't get talked about enough: the Detroit Tigers chapter, the comeback attempt, the reinvention, and the surprising way Detroit connects back to that legendary day. Today, we're zooming in on Ralph "Hawk" Branca's time in Detroit. What the Tigers got, why it ended quickly, and the only-in-baseball twist that makes this stop way more interesting than a footnote. By the summer of 1953, Branca wasn't the same pitcher who made multiple All-Star teams with Brooklyn. Injuries had started to reshape his career path, and Brooklyn made a move. On July 10, 1953, the Detroit Tigers claimed Branca off waivers. For Detroit, this was a practical gamble. Could a proven arm, even a diminished one, stabilize the staff and soak up innings? And Detroit didn't baby him. They used him. In 1953, Branca appeared in 17 games and started 14 of them. He went 4-7 with a 4.15 ERA, throwing 102 innings. That workload tells you exactly what Detroit thought. We need innings, and we'll see if the old magic shows up. Now, if you're looking at that ERA and thinking, that's not terrible for the era, you're not wrong. It's not ace level, but it's also not a disaster. He was serviceable enough to stay in the mix. But here's the hard part about Branca's Detroit story. It's not a tale of a full return to stardom. It's a tale of a pitcher battling the clock, his body, and the reality that hitters don't care about your reputation. In 1954, Branca's role shrank, and the results slipped. He again pitched in 17 games, but only started 5. He went 3-3, and the ERA jumped to 5.76 in 45.1 innings. That's the story right there. Less trust, fewer starts, more damage. Detroit was seeing enough to realize this wasn't trending the right way. Still, there were moments. On June 1, 1954, Branca was the winning pitcher against Baltimore, a reminder that even late-career veterans can still reach back and give you something on the right day, but baseball is ruthless about roster spots. On July 11, 1954, the Tigers released Ralph Branca. Just like that, Detroit's Branca chapter was over. About a year, 2 partial seasons, and a lot of innings that hint at what the Tigers hoped he could be. So what do we take from Branca's time in Detroit? If you're expecting a redemption arc where he becomes a Tigers legend, that's not what happened. Instead, Detroit is the place where Branca becomes something else, a veteran pitcher trying to squeeze value out of experience when the body won't fully cooperate. And now, here's the Detroit twist that makes this story unforgettable. Branca later said that in 1953, he learned credible details about the Giants' 1951 sign stealing through his Detroit Tigers roommate, Ted Gray. A conversation in Detroit that linked straight back to the most famous homer he ever allowed. Think about that. Branca's biggest career moment follows him to Detroit, and Detroit is where he hears a version of the story that reframes it forever. Ralph "Hawk" Branca's Tigers run wasn't about glory. It was about perseverance, innings, and one last attempt to prove he could still get big league outs while carrying a piece of baseball history on his shoulders. If you enjoyed this deep dive Tigers pitching story, drop a like, subscribe, and comment.